It's Kambada, the shaman, the god, the crack baby. And right now you're tuned in to Kofi's Universe, the #1 and most truest source for hip-hop news, reaction videos, sports, black culture, and much, much more. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button now. Bada.
YouTube salute. Dillinger has to set the record straight on Snoop Dogg's claim that Nas was supposed to appear on 2Pac's All Eyez on Me. If you're new to my channel, thumbs up the video, hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. Check out Vince Staples' Ramona Park Broke My Heart review in the album review playlist. So during his recent interview talking about Snoop Dogg, he was on Drink Champs. And he talked about the verse, I Got My Mind Made Up. You know that track, it's like number 5, the 5th track on All Eyez on Me, this one. And it features Redman, Method Man, Daz, and Corrupt. And Snoop said Nas came over to Daz Dillinger's house and got on the first song. The Redman and Method Man got on that song. Then Tupac got out the pen and Daz gave it to Tupac and took Cuz verse off, but left Method Man and Redman on it. And if you get at Daz, he may have the files. So Daz Dillinger, he produced that track. He produced so many tracks for Death Row, and throughout them catalogs. Daz is a underrated producer. I have him up there with like Havoc. That's how dope he is to me. So Daz came out on YouTube, on his YouTube channel. He clarified it. I'm not gonna play the audio because I don't want the video to be flagged or I get a copyright strike. But this is what he said. It's a lot of niggas out there been given wrong information. I was looking at Drink Champs the other day. Snoop was explaining about that Nas verse. The whole situation wrong. He was never, ever on I Got My Mind Made Up. The original person that was on My Mind Made Up was me, Corrupt, Method Man, Redman, Spectre Deck, and the Lady of Rage, which is true. Because Deck, if you hear at the end of the track, I am that's the rebel, bliss, this, that's Inspector Deck's verse. He was the last person to rap on that track. And you can even search it on YouTube and look, I Got My Mind Made Up, Inspector Deck Lost verse. You'll hear the whole verse, and he killed that track. So Daz then played the song, and he believes Snoop Dogg meant to refer to the Dog Pound's Don't Stop Keep Going, which features 2 verses from Nas. I never knew this. The track end up on their 2004 compilation album, The Last of the Pound, which was made up of the last music Daz and Corrupt recorded for Death Row. Another version of the track featuring Tupac instead of Nas with the abbreviated title Don't Stop appeared on Dog Pound's 2001 release, The Dog Pound 2002. I remember that track. Nas was on this first. I took it to Death Row and Tupac heard it without me being there and put himself on there. And I said, fuck that. Let me put this out. Turn his attention back to Snoop Dogg. Daz issued a strongly worded reminder about his role in the making of Tupac's All Eyez on Me and other Death Row classics. Get your information straight. I'm the nigga that created all that shit. Anything that gotta do with all that shit, I'm the producer. I'm the brains behind this shit. Anybody that come with them third-party stories ain't know what the fuck they talking about. I'm the creator. I know every story there is. Other niggas just hear about the stories, but they was never there because everybody was on Death Row left and stayed, gather all the information and took all the shit. If you want to catch up all the audio, just Google Daz Dillinger tells the real story behind Nas and Tupac. He has his YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. How do I feel about it? Daz is right. Daz, man, see, people sleep on Daz Dillinger. He did tracks. He produced a whole Dog Food. He did tracks on Doggy Style. No, for real, Daz has been around. He did tracks on Murder Was a Case soundtrack, the Above the Rim soundtrack. He did tracks on All Eyez on Me, this 1 and 2. He did tracks for the Gridlock soundtrack. He did tracks for Lady of Rage album, his album. Tracks for Corrupt first 2 studio albums, even with Fred Wreck and them and Dr. Dre was helping out. Don't get me wrong. Daz even did tracks for like man, people like Daz was doing tracks. Helter Skelter, their second album that came out in what 1998? Yeah, it was 1998. They came out. Daz did tracks for man, he was doing beats like for real. He was staying busy. So you can't sleep on Daz Dillinger, man. And at the same time, though, I think Snoop was just high as hell or faded or whatever, because I think he got the story wrong, and it happens like that because him and Daz are first cousins. It happens like that. I know Snoop didn't do it intentionally just to tell a story wrong, but at the end of the day, you got to get it from the horse's mouth. And like I said, Daz, he's always came correct in telling his stories. But Inspector Deck at that time, he was one of the hottest lyrical assassins in the industry. Him and Corrupt, they were killing shit. Deck had the East Coast, Redman had the East Coast, Meth had that shit. You had Corrupt on the West Coast. You had who else? Exhibit. You had people out there that was really killing shit. So it's sad that the Inspector Deck track didn't make I got my mind made up. They should have just put that on there. I don't know why 2Pac was doing that, but he wanted his verse. They could have had everybody on there. They could have had a 7-8 minute track. Who cares? People would have bumped that shit because the beat was already hard as hell. But it is what it is. Now, as far as Nas, that's interesting. Nas linked up with Death Row like that. Because, all that shit that was going on with Tupac and Nas, but that was really Tupac's situation. And remember, Nas was supposed to actually appear on a One Nation project, but Tupac, was murdered the next week when they met up in New York talking before he was murdered about trying to squash all that situation between Nas and Tupac. But just giving y'all some gems. Some of y'all know about this information. Some of y'all don't know about this information. So just wanted to let y'all know. If you want to drop your comments and talk about this, post your comments below. Hulk smash Black Panther the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. If you want to support and donate to the channel, I have Patreon. Patreon.com/KofiUniverse. Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, Streamlabs, everything's in the description. Until next time, salute.